Alright, hey Street Togs, welcome back to the Exposure Triangle. This is Yuan, and for today I'm introducing to you the Canon IXY 90F. IXY 90F. This is a point and shoot camera, Japan made, as with the branding IXY. I'm not very particular with how they name the cameras, so I'm just gonna take it as a Japan made for the Japan market. So this is a point and shoot, and I have been shooting with this for the past couple of weeks. This is not my camera, this is actually my girlfriend's camera. She sort of forgot this camera because, you know, with technology we have smartphones now with very good camera sensors, and I wanted to test this out because I remember my experience with my first camera, my first PowerShot ELPH camera back in the day, and I found that to be very convenient, and I like the experience. So I borrowed the camera just to see if this can shoot street, and to my surprise it actually can shoot street. So for today I'll be showing you my settings for the IXY 90F. This is a point and shoot, so there's not much to control, and basically what I've been doing, since I've been shooting a lot of black and white recently, I've been drawing a lot of influences from one of my favorite photographers, Dido Moriam. Right? So with Canon IXY 90F, I usually set this to program mode so that I may be able to control a few settings, especially the ISO. So once you're in program mode, you can select the ISO. I usually set this to 400 and then leave it at that. However, if I need more gain, so to speak, I would just set this to 800 or 1600. I don't use the auto ISO, but usually just leave it at 400. With the white balance, I set this to auto white balance. The colors is in positive film. I like the effect. You can set this to black and white if you want to. For the metering mode, I set this to the evaluative metering mode. The compression set this to super fine, and then the recording pixels is large. For the aspect ratio, the maximum, this is a 16 megapixel camera. The maximum for you to get the maximum megapixel, you need to set it to 4:3. And now I didn't like the 4:3 aspect ratio, as I'm not very fun with the 4:3 aspect ratio, so I set it to 3:2. With the 3:2, you get 14 megapixels, 4608 by, what was that, 3072. And then I set this to single shot for drive mode. This is not a very fast camera, and so it is actually pointless to shoot this in continuous. For the menu, I set this to center autofocus, and then the frame size is small. Digital zoom is set to standard. Servo AF on, as with the street, can be very useful. Continuous AF is on. Assist beam is off. Flash setting, I don't use flash a lot, but I set this to red eye correction on, red eye lamp off. Eye contrast set to auto. I turn review image to off. I don't want to chimp when I'm shooting. Blink detection is off. Grid lines is on. The image stabilization is on, continuous. Date stamp is off. For the wrench setting, I set this to mute so that I'll be very discreet out on the street. Tips off. Time, I don't know what this is about, but I set it to 1 minute. Echo mode is off. Power saving is off. Display power off 3 minutes. LCD brightness to max. Start image to off so that the camera will start basically a little bit quicker. and file numbering is continuous, and yeah, that's about it. Sometimes I control the exposure compensation by clicking this if I want to accentuate the highlights to have a blooming effect. So I set this to -1 or even -2 to crush the shadows and have that blooming effect. With the shooting experience, I like this particular setup. I can see the battery indicator and the light, but when I'm reviewing the photos, I don't want it to be cluttered, so usually it's like this or like this. So I don't like those, although they are very useful. So I set this to have no indicators on the screen, just the photos, so that I'll be able to zoom freely, check the focus, check the composition, and all. For the flash, it's always off, but if I need it, I just turn it to auto or just force it on. I don't use the slow synchro flash. Probably sometimes, very sometimes I use it, but more well, whenever I shoot a street, I don't really use flash that often. Sometimes I do. And so yeah, that's about it. I don't use the auto mode on this one on any ELPH cameras because I like controlling certain things, not many things from the camera. Sometimes I use the macro mode for certain moments out in the street. If I want to shoot very close up, I just say it in normal. So yeah, a very simple camera, very effective street photography camera for beginners and for pros. I understand that resolution is a must, but I mean, if you're printing photos, if you're making zines and whatnot, this is a good option. If you don't like using this as your main camera for street, this can be used as a note-taking camera out on the street, so that you'll always have a camera with you, a dedicated camera for street photography, not just your phone if you're one of those people. So yeah, PowerShot IXY 90F, very cool camera, very funky and very cool colorway, electric blue. For a street, probably not the best color, but I mean, it's so good. Usually people don't care for what you do with a point shoot on the street, so this is very good. Anyway, here are some photos using the Canon IXY, some more photos rather, using the Canon IXY 90F. So yeah, enjoy.